Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Brought to you by Photography as an Art, Harvey Brandman, Master Photographer, located at 1307 North San Fernando Boulevard, Burbank, California. Attorney Ron Irwin's book, Haiku, Style, Passion, Heart. Author Larry Buford's book, To the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, State Farm Agent Carla Green, and veteran Rob Brownstein's Actor Training School and Actor Space. Roll it. There's it.
Hey, handsome.
Doctor.
All right, kid.
How are you, baby?
The Lunestas are working, baby. Those are smooth. No hangover. Fall asleep, bam.
George, we got the results back from the follow-up of your blood count, and it's not what we hoped for. As I mentioned there, your CBC was abnormal. Your white blood cells were 4 times the size that they should be, and very low hemoglobin, 7 grams per deciliter.
I don't understand what you're saying right now. Can you speak how people speak?
You have a very serious disease. It's called AML. It's a form of leukemia, and I can't predict how this will play out, but I feel you have a rough road ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest comes from the Bronx, one of the 5 boroughs in New York City. He's an actor, a producer, a writer, a musician, and he even dabbles in stocks as a broker. His face and his name are very familiar. He's got 94 TV and film critics, and he's done a whole lot of stage work. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome veteran actor, Allan Wasserman.
Retire. Whoa.
That's okay.
Wrecking the joint. Retired stockbroker as of November 1st.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm a happy full-time actor again.
Oh, my God. Okay. Welcome to the Actor's Choice, sir.
Thank you,
welcome,
brother.
welcome.
Thank you.
The Bronx, huh?
The best borough in the city.
That's a matter of opinion. I'm from New York City, Manhattan.
I know you're a
Harlem,
Manhattan kid.
yes.
Yeah.
But it's good to talk about where you came from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed. A whole lot of folks come from that town.
Yeah,
A whole lot
we're
of
very
folks.
especially out of the Bronx. We got a lot of great veterans out of there.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's like growing up. What's it like growing up in the Bronx?
I thought it was wonderful. It was a beautiful neighborhood. It was a diverse childhood. You had every kind of race, creed, color, food, culture. It was just a very rich childhood, and I'm very grateful for it. And it was terrific.
Allan, when did you first get the idea that you wanted to be an actor?
I think I understudied Santa Claus in the first grade play, and my
No, you
mother
didn't.
my mother helped me learn the lines. I was a Jewish kid playing Santa Claus. And I felt, I told him, I think I'm better than the guy who's playing Santa Claus. But I didn't get to go on. And then I continued to act in public school and in camp. Then I got shy and got away from it. And then when I got to college, I wasn't clear about what I wanted to do. So for the heck of it, I went and took an acting class at CCNY up in Harlem, 141st Street and St. Nicholas Terrace, in the South Campus back then. And I got bit by the bug. That was 50 years ago. And it's been ever since then. I've been diseased.
Wow. You have one hell of a resume. When I went through it, I mean, there's so many roles you've had. Whew, wow. 1988, you had your first IMD for a movie named Big, starring Tom Hanks and directed by Penny Marshall.
That was pleasant. I just went to meet Penny at a office on 57th Street, and we improv together. We didn't use a script, and she hired me. And then when I got on the set, she let me make up the lines on the spot. So it was very naturalistic. I adored her. I thought she was just a wonderful director.
A woman director, sir?
Absolutely.
I don't
Penny
know why they have this controversy.
I know. Well, women. I've had many women directors and women casting directors, and it's they're the light of my life. The reason I continue to go on. I've been working a lot as a voice actor in the past year for Netflix, and that's through a woman friend of mine, Dorit Kashi Ferdig, who was such a small world. I met her through Craigslist to be my Hebrew tutor, and then I found that she'd been an actress. Then she became a manager. Then she got into casting of voice acting, and I've been the lead voice on a couple of series on Netflix, like Money Heist and Dark. I played Colonel Pietro on Money Heist and Inspector Tiedemann on Dark. And what it is I go into the studio with a director and an engineer, and I take the Spanish or the German, and I fill their mouths with English, and it's a lot of fun. And it's a SAG job, so that's been the past year I've learned how to do that. It's been very, very, very rewarding. A lot of fun.
1988, you had another film, Cocktail.
Right.
As I read your bio, you got a lot of roles between 1988 and 2009. A lot of auditions, huh?
A lot of auditions. Yeah.
We call it the Big A. Gotta take them auditions.
Yeah. And I've always tried to get prepped and coached for auditions. I think you have a better shot when you go in there working with somebody than just going in cold or just working on your own. Yes. I'm a big believer in getting coached, and I've also worked as an acting coach, so I've been on both sides of that net. It's really terrific.
Speaking of a coach, as you know, yesterday we lost a hero, and I want to dedicate today's show to him. It was stunning. It was about this time yesterday.
Devastating. I mean, having lived through the death of JFK and RFK and MLK and John Lennon, and now they losing these icons, these heroes that mean so much to us. It's very painful. This one is particularly painful.
Yes. 41 years old.
Tragic.
Wow. 2009, it was a comedy drama that you did starring Adam Sandler. We just saw the front end of it.
Right.
Called
Funny People.
Funny People. It's Funny People, yeah.
Well, that was a great audition. They had actually brought me in for a different role, and I ended up playing the doctor.
Yes.
And it was a lot of fun. And the great part about it is I get to open the film. I'm like the first scene in the film, so I thought that was pretty good for me. I also met another actor named Torsten Voges in that film. He plays the other doctor. He's a German actor. He's about 6'9". If you've ever seen The Big Lebowski, you know him. And then, of course, when I got into the voice acting world, Dorit sent me to an audition, and then it's Torsten, all these years later, who's producing the voice acting. So it's a very small world. You keep running into the same people in different, wearing different hats over and over.
I was going to say, you do move around. You do meet a lot of people.
Yeah, fear is a great motivator. It keeps you moving.
I'm sorry?
Fear is a great motivator. It keeps you moving.
Okay, I'll think that keep that in mind. Thank you. Fast forward to 2016. The movie was called Echo Park Blues.
Yes. I produced this one, and it was written and conceived by two friends of mine. Rick Lieberman wrote it with the help of director Michael Bofshever. My wife Amy Wellicke and I produced it, and it won, I'm very happy to say, the New York Jazz Film Festival, which is located near my old City College campus in Harlem. I'll go this way.
Oh, there you go.
And you can watch it. It streams on Bebop TV, which is part of the Jazz Film Festival's affiliation, and they have a great studio up in Harlem, and they put all sorts of jazz films and jazz television shows out.
Wow.
It's really terrific.
Wow.
Terrific thing.
You said you were the EP. And those folks don't know what that means. That means executive producer.
Right.
Yes.
I raised the money, and I also put in a bunch of money.
They don't understand that. Yes, indeed.
You want to make it happen. Sometimes you got to write a check. It's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Very rewarding.
Indeed. There was something unique about that play. You only had a movie. You only had, 6 actors in it?
Yeah, I had great actors who were myself, Paula J. Parker, who you may know.
Yes.
She's worked quite a bit. Steve Armour, Kevin Simons, Carmen Corral. And we had incredible crew. Our director of photography was a wonderful woman named Janine Sides. We just had great people. A great editor, R.J. Daniel Hanna. I mean, we were very blessed with an all-star crew as far as I was concerned.
Well,
and we won many film festivals.
Yes.
We garnered a lot of laurels, so I've been very proud of that endeavor.
Got you. Well, let's get a chance to look at a short clip of what you paid for.
Who is it?
It's me. I gotta show you something, Cease. You're gonna flip.
Get out of here,
2
Teddy.
seconds.
Get out of here now, or I call the cops.
Okay, I understand. It's just, I finished something.
And I'm late for work.
What the hell has gotten into you, Teddy Bender?
I want to make a good impression.
Oh, 3 years living together. Now you want to make a good impression.
Never too late.
And don't you ever show up at my doorstep again unannounced. I mean, what do you think? You can just waltz back into my life and everything's okay?
You're right. I was selfish. I don't know what else I could say.
2017, you did Superbicon, another comedy drama.
Tremendous fun. I got to be directed by George Clooney, who was certainly an actor's director, and play opposite Matt Damon. That was a wonderful day. And I had worked at the Cincinnati Playhouse in 1980, and at the time, Nick Clooney, George's father, had a talk show out of Cincinnati. He was quite famous in that area. He was like the local Johnny Carson. And the day that I happened to be shooting, Nick Clooney happened to be visiting. So it was a real rush to be able to go over and shake his hand and thank him for all that. He was the sweetest guy. And his son, every actor should want to work with George Clooney as a director.
That's what I hear.
Just marvelous. And also they have Rosemary Clooney in the family, and they lived in the Bronx for a little while, so I felt like there was a lot of old home week going on there.
Alan, I happen to notice something that throughout your resume, from 1982 to 2020, you seem to like doing TV series. You did 58 out of 94.
I had no. How do you get those numbers? I had no idea.
Research.
Oh, well, you're a good archivist. Guest star television work is great work. It's fun. It pays well.
Okay.
It's can be very exciting. It could be a lot of, and it comes with residual checks. So it's
Yes.
it's a great way to make a living. Of course, you always would like to be able to land a regular on a series, but in lieu of that happening, at least you get on the playing field, take a couple of shots.
Wow. 58 TV series, 20 films, 9 short films. Had some fun.
I don't know.
Had some fun.
It's been a good life.
Yes, indeed.
No complaints.
Amen. And while you were doing TV and film, you were also doing plays. Please tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, I've been a theater actor first and foremost since I was about 19 years old, and I got my break at the age of 25 because of my college professor, David Wheeler, put me in a production of The Basic Training of Pavlo Hummel with Al Pacino on Broadway. So I had a very illustrious beginning and got my equity card on Broadway. Of course, after that, I could then be very much unemployed for long periods of time, but at least I had a good, it was a fun on the starting blocks. And since I've been out in Los Angeles since the mid-'80s, I've recently joined a theater company called the Road Theater Company. We're located in North Hollywood with 2 theaters, one in Lankershim and one in the NoHo Senior Arts Center. We have about 160 members, and for 27 years, we do nothing but new plays. So it's a fantastic organization. In fact, this evening, I've got an evening called Common Ground, which is an evening of actors telling short stories that are biographical. They're about 10 minutes long each. And I've been doing that since 1995 at the Acme Theater at an actor's space. So there it is. That's one of the older ones. That's not the new one though. That's okay. Yeah. It's tonight at 8 o'clock at the NoHo Senior Arts Center, and it's also going to be a wonderful evening, and very proud of it. And it's an ongoing project. This is the 6th time we're doing it at the Road Theater Company.
Got you. One of the things, if you listen to the show all the time, you always hear Brewington complaining about some actors who they don't want it. They'll do theater, they'll do film, but they will not do plays.
Oh.
What's with them?
Well, it's very scary. It's a frightening endeavor. I mean, you're up there and you're really flying without a net. Nobody can call cut. And so if you find yourself in a problem, you got to work your way out of it. But the discipline is great, and when you're in a play and you get the response of a live audience, it's just tremendous. It's just invigorating, and it makes you want to go through the hell of doing it again the next night. It's not always hell. Sometimes it's just a ton of fun.
Got you.
It really is.
Did you get on Broadway?
I did as I said, Pavlo Hummel at the age of 25, starring Al Pacino at the time. We were part of the Theater Company of Boston.
Got you.
And a huge cast, and many in that cast went on to having really incredible careers. Lost some of them lately. They've aged and passed away. That's the painful part when I go back and see how many we lost, because that play was 43 years ago. So it's some of the cast is no longer with us, and that's always sad.
Gotcha.
But that's part of life.
Yeah. You did the Cherry Orchid with Olympia Dukakis.
Right, the whole theater company, my God, 1981, directed by Austin Pendleton, also with her husband, recently passed away, wonderful actor Louis Zorich. Okay. And that was a a tremendous production, and was just a ton of fun to go to New Jersey. And we did that show 8 times a week. From Friday night till Sunday night, we went to Moscow 5 times. I mean, we do 2 a day, Saturday and Sunday. And boy, come Sunday night, you're ready to go to bed. You're tired. But tired in a great way, in a very rewarding fashion.
Gotcha. Allan Wasserman, while you're doing all this good stuff, I understand you have a jazz ensemble.
I do have the Allan Wasserman Jazz Ensemble. I dropped playing saxophone. Oh, there it is. I dropped the saxophone at the age of 18 and picked it up again at 48, which is like 19 years ago. And I've been studying, and I now have built a band as a result of taking a course at Pasadena City College with Bobby Rodriguez, and I was in his Latin jazz band class there that learned to build a band, and now I've had a band for 10 years, and we are anywhere from 12 to 60 people, and I'm sort of the celebrated rookie amateur. The people who are with me are just tremendous, and I've got men and women who play all over the world, and just tremendous jazz musicians. Wow. We're playing February 15th, Pinocchio's, Pasadena, corner of Rio Grande and Lake Avenue. The gig is called Extended Valentine because it's the day after Valentine's Day, and we pack the house, and people love the band. We really get in the groove. It's really a great band.
Whose work do you enjoy the most?
In jazz?
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of Charlie Parker. I mean, Bird is my idol. I mean, like a lot of others, but I study his work and work on his pieces, and for not for months, but years at a time. And sometimes just when I think I've got the tune, I take a break, and then I come back a month later and have to start over again and look at it another way and really try and break up the music so I'm really playing the form, not just faking my way with blues scales, which is my sneaky way. But now I'm going back and really studying the form so that I know every measure, what key I'm in, and how to live from playing the head to going into solo. So it's a lifetime pursuit. For me, it never ends. And I'm 67, and my music teachers.
Where?
Huh?
Where?
What do we wear?
You're 67. You don't look like you're 67.
But my music teacher's 37, and he's tremendous. Nicholas Casillas. He's also the musical director of my band. UCLA master's degree in saxophone, and I studied with Doug Masick, a PhD saxophonist at UCLA. I mean, I had a lot of great teachers.
With all the activities and the things that you do, when do you have time to sleep?
I'll sleep when I'm dead. If I can get 5 hours a night, I'm happy. You know? I meditate now, though. I must say that for the past 5 years, 20 minutes a day, meditating is the most rejuvenating part of my day. If I miss it, I feel terrible. If I do it, I'm back on my feet, feeling great again.
Wow. There's another piece of work that you do. You call it the Paso Pugilist.
I write short stories based on my childhood in the Bronx, and I've self-published some of them, and a few of them won me a few awards. I had one called Finkelstein the Bear, which gave me. I won a contest. Sent me a check, and they published my piece. I've published about 4 or 5 short stories. One I have is called The Toughest Cat in the Bronx, which I turned into a screenplay with a writer and did get it up to DreamWorks, but it was Madagascar was a little too similar, so it didn't make it all the way. But I still try to keep doing some writing. I'm writing a play right now, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it.
Wow. To stay sharp, you mentioned another organization that you were with, but you're with a gentleman by the name of Rob Brownstein, aren't you?
Yes. I met Rob in my local bank. I couldn't read a residual check, and I turned to this guy in line and said, "Can you read this?" And we started talking. We became friends, and I take his class, and as I said, I have the benefit of when Rob gets a gig because he's a working actor to teach his class. And I've met wonderful actors there. We've done Common Ground there as well. And I'm there every Thursday night, and I can't wait to get there because I love continuing to study and watching young actors develop, and get to direct there. And it's one-stop shopping. Everything about acting I get to experience in that class. It's just tremendous.
Now, you guys meet on Thursday night. Where do you meet at?
At the Hudson Theater on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Okay.
And 7 o'clock every Thursday night. It's just great. I look forward to it.
I went there one time, and everything is.
I remember you were
yes,
there.
That's right. You and that's where I first met you.
Right.
And I remember that you're sitting there as an actor, and all of a sudden, say, okay, get up there on the stage and do this, and blah blah blah. I mean, and there's no warning. Not that you need it, but it's great to see the way that people are trained.
Yeah. That stage training really helps. It really does. It really helps you in every aspect.
Wow.
One other thing I've been doing recently, and this is really scary. I've been doing stand-up comedy. I had done it as a young man and ran away from it. In the past year, I've gone up about 4 times, and I work with a wonderful stand-up comedy coach, Susanna Spies, and she's tremendous. And we perform in Montrose, California, over at the Ocean View. And stand-up is another very scary.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I like to frighten myself.
As you know, this is the season, the award season. How you feel about some of the awardees, the snubs, this and that?
Well, I'll tell you what I saw that I liked a lot. I mean, I was shocked at how much I loved Little Women. I mean that I was all teared up and crying watching that film. I thought it was wonderful. I love The Irishman. I love 1917.
Oh, God, yes.
Parasite. I mean,
yes.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I mean, there was a lot of great filmmaking.
Right.
And I just hope they'll hire more women directors and more women screenwriters. What's happening for a while seems to have turned down and needs to be supported again.
Yes.
There's some great women directors and great women screenwriters out there, and they need to be supported and produced.
Yes. In 1917, they had you feeling like you were sitting in the chair. That camera took you right through all. I don't know how you did it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I was so glad. I was 1A, and I didn't go to Vietnam because my number came up high in the lottery. And when I see a war movie like that, I'm kind of, as much as I would have liked to have served and done my part, on the other hand, I don't know that I could survive something like that.
It was something else.
Yeah.
That was World War I. Wow. Going back to the Bronx, when was the last time you were there?
Wow, that's a great question. I think about a year and a half ago, I went back with an old neighborhood friend named Phil Stein, and he was a wonderful actor and stand-up comic, and we went around and interviewed each other on different corners and different sites in our old neighborhood, and it was a lot of fun. I went to my old street and looked at the house that my father built in 1948, and it was very touching. And there was not that many people left from my time, but once in a while, I'll see somebody who recognizes me, or I'll see a face where I'll say, I remember that face. I don't know that person's name, but I remember that person from 50, 60 years ago when I was a little boy.
Yeah.
You go back to your old neighborhood?
The last time I was there was my daughter graduated from Columbia, and I went there, and I moved through Harlem. I didn't even recognize it. I said, damn.
Well, Harlem's having a second renaissance now.
Yes, gentrification.
Yeah.
Yes, I couldn't believe it. I said,
and where did you go to high school?
Aviation High School.
Oh, wow.
In Queens.
Oh, wow.
My brother went to Cardinal Hayes High School, and my ex-wife went to Bronx High School of Science.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cardinal Hayes, red and yellow.
Yeah, red and yellow, yes. One more question for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
How do you want to be remembered?
My wife likes to say that she thinks of me as a 200-pound hummingbird. I just keep moving, and that's what keeps me happy and keeps me healthy.
Wow.
And I'm a big believer in following my passions, and also very grateful for good health.
Yeah.
I mean, my father, who was a Russian, used to say, if you got your health, you got everything. And I used to roll my eyes when he said that. Now, Ben Wasserman, the Bronx philosopher, was absolutely correct.
Yes.
So I hope everybody stays healthy.
Bless you. May I have your right hand, please?
What you got?
Here you go, sir.
Oh!
That's what I give you guys.
All right.
For good luck.
Ike.
Yes.
I like Ike.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you
Again,
so
Allan,
much.
thank you
Pleasure.
very
Thank you.
much for
Thank
being
you,
here
brother.
today. God bless you. Continued success.
And I'll see you
in
soon.
what you're doing. I hope
We'll
so.
stay in touch.
Indeed. This is The Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. The studio of Harvey Brandman, Photography as an Art, is proud to offer you a $100 discount off any photo package valued at $300 or more. Now, Harvey's been in the business for nearly a quarter of a century, and he certainly knows how to take care of his customers. So please give him a call today at 818-954-9294. That's 818-954-9294. You'll be glad you did. And by the way, please tell Harvey that you heard about his offer right here on The Actor's Choice. Haiku, style, passion, heart. It's the latest release from actor and attorney Ron Irwin. The book was inspired by the author's first exposure to haiku well over half a century ago. Now, this experience produced within him a deep passion to experience Asia, which he later did as a U.S. Marine. The book is available in paperback at lulu.com. That's lulu.com. And Irwin says he'll give 20% of net book sales split evenly between the veterans of foreign wars and the Vietnam veterans of America. Book to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule. It's a new book by author Larry Buford. It's a historical and faith-based account of how what we do and follow today will affect us tomorrow. The author also calls it an adventure for those who want to travel back through time. The book is now available in paperback for only $17.95 from Amazon, so please get your copy today. And now, a word from State Farm agent Carla Green. Roll it.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle? A combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because the State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Let me help you with that. Give me a call. State Farm agent Carla Green, 213-239-9675. I look forward to speaking with you.
Welcome a new sponsor, An Actor's Space, with classes and private coaching by veteran actor Rob Brownstein. An Actor's Space has Thursday night classes for working actors and Tuesday night foundation and technique classes for early career actors. The idea is to build on each other's strengths and who you know you are to help refine and reimagine your acting in your career. For more information, contact class at rbrownstein.com. That's class at rbrownstein.com. Or give them a call at 323-646-1268. That's 323-646-1268. Thank you. Reflections in a D-Back's Eye. It's a new play by Dion Steelman and directed by Daryl Larson, and it will be held Friday, January 31st and Saturday, February 1st at the Highway Performance Space located at 1651 18th Street at the 18th Street Sparks Center in Santa Monica, California, 90404. Now, tickets can be purchased online at www.highwaysperformance.com. That's www.highwaysperformance.com. Thank you. And finally, if you have a product or service or an upcoming event that you'd like to see advertised on this program, please call 323-533-1036. That's 323-533-1036. Our prices are very affordable. Thank you. This is The Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Roll it.
Man, Lottery ship at theater's not nearly as wild as I wanted.
Oh, girl, that's because I wasn't involved.
Hey, what happened to that writer guy you were seeing?
Man, he tried to pull that white savior crap on me. Don't he know? I'm working on a PhD, bitch.
Anyone who looks at you and thinks you need saving can kiss my black ass.
Thank you.
Hello.
Oh, halo.
I did. And he clearly did not swipe right on me.
For real?
Yep. Okay, now this is getting good.
Mm-hmm. What you gonna do?
Same thing he did to me. Ignore him.
Okay. Go ahead, queen. Live your best life. Ah, that's hot.
Take this back.
Now that guy is a problem with these apps. He sees a dark face and automatically swipes left.
And if they don't, they won't let you be a whole person.
Right. Like, why can't I have a PhD and a big-ass booty?
Well, because according to society and those apps, we're either struggling subhumans or hypersexualized freaks.
Preach.
The apps aren't all that bad. I did meet Anton online.
We know.
My next guest is from Baltimore, Maryland, and is a captivating talent on the rise. She may have only had 5 IMDb's for television and film, as you'll see, but you won't believe it. In addition to being an actress, she's also a spoken word artist and a youth educator. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Candace Nicholas-Lippman. Welcome, my dear. Welcome.
Thank
welcome.
You, Ron.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely. Now, that was a sassy little cut that you guys just did. What was the name of that movie? That was Good Trouble, wasn't it?
Yes, the TV show. Yeah, Good Trouble.
Goodness. 3 sisters sitting up there. When they say ain't no fire like sapphire, but boy, they was talking some gang.
Yes.
When did you first think about becoming an actress, madam?
Ooh, I always thought I was going to be a lawyer. I thought I was going to change the world one courtroom at a time. But then I did a monologue in 7th grade drama class. And it completely changed my life. Like being on stage, the response I got from my peers, I was just like, no, God, this is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to change the world through art. And ever since 7th grade, it just, yeah.
Well, obviously, you got some education and training.
I did.
Where'd you go?
I started at Sac State University, and then I transferred out here to Cal State LA, and I got my degree in theater.
Cal State LA.
Yes.
Good school. Yeah. Good school. So now you came here to LA, as we call it, Lower Alabama, looking for work. We have it what we call the struggling actress. What was that like for you? Struggling actress?
Oh.
Call a spade a spade.
Right. What's it like? Not past tense. Like it's still a constant everyday thing being an artist. You're always kind of struggling, or should I say just going through the work that it takes to pursue your purpose. But every day I'm still, it's been hard, and it is hard, just like a lot of us actors. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent on the 1st. I'm still eating noodles, for dinner. So every day I'm just on the grind still.
I hope people are listening to you, because this lady, she's doing, like I say, she only has 5. The gentleman in front of you, he had almost 95. Oh, wow. So it's a difference in age and in time and in experience. But he used to be young at one time. Yeah. And he started out at the bottom. You work your way up.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they come to Hollywood, they get that traditional stereotype that they see. And a young lady, she's working in a restaurant, pushing dishes around and washing food and whatnot. No, that's washing dishes and pushing the food. Anyway, this is what she's doing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a director or producer sees her. You're a star.
Right.
Do you know to me what a star is sometimes?
What is a star?
Rat spelled backwards. Keep that in mind. It's one of them things. So what do you have to say about you have to do auditions, or the big A as we call them?
I had to really learn with auditioning to just release and surrender. A lot of times in auditionings as actors, we go in because sometimes you may feel desperate, or sometimes you're like, oh, this is it, God. Like, let this be the thing. Let this be the thing. This could be, I want it so bad. I want it so bad. And it's like you put all this extra pressure on yourself. And then when you don't book it, that's when depression happens. And that's when you want to give up. And it's like, okay, I have to shift my focus and say, God, I'm going to go in there prepared. I've made my choices. I'm committed to my choices. I'm going to just be myself. And something that I love that Sue Hamilton, which I've studied under her before, she has this motto that says, have fun or quit. This industry is too difficult for you not to have fun. Yeah. So I go into the room with that perspective, and also after I leave everything there, I then surrender it to God. Like, God, if it's for me, then it's for me. If Amen. It's not, I keep going. So, yeah.
Exactly. Because you got those days you say, what the hell am I doing here?
Listen.
Or you get a phone call from mom or your friends. We you was right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why you want to be an actress?
Yeah.
They don't pay much.
Right.
Shoot. They do, a lot of times there's other ways to make money too. You can go out there and do some work as what do you call those people who work as actors and actresses? They work for a Carter. What's the name of that organization? We had him as a guest here. Oh yes,
like background acting?
No, not background. Screen.
Central casting.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Central casting. Yeah, we have said that right here. Mm-hmm. Try that sometime.
I have done that.
Yes, so it's nice.
Yeah.
Yes. 2016, your first SAG-AFTRA job.
Yes.
Yay. You also got your first IMDb card. That was a short movie called Full Circle.
Yes, yeah.
Tell us about it.
Full Sail Girl was written and directed by Brittany Banks, and she's like me, an artist who's trying to just kind of make her own way here, you know, with her art. And she wrote a story that was kind of based off of her life. Well, the character I play, Amber, was based off an experience she really endured, and it was just about this domestic violence survivor. And I'm very honored to that she chose me to play that role, because I got to tell the story of so many women who don't tell their story, you know, and who are afraid to share their voice about how they were violated. So it was really a blessing to play that role. Yeah, and get my first IMDb credit.
Yes, because you have a father and you have brothers and they don't want to hear nothing like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You sure don't? Because you got a great attitude, you got a good smile, and that's what you need. Meeting friends, meeting people, actors and other people like that. As you do that, you go around, you go to different these social events, you hang out here, hand out them business cards.
Yep.
You know, that's what you got to do.
Yes, yes.
You know, you're doing it right. You obviously don't give up.
I don't.
Don't give up. We had another that we just saw a little while ago, Good Trouble. And you also heard you understand you had a recurring role in that one?
Yes. It's really crazy. I literally was supposed to shoot one time. It was just a small co-star role back in 2019. And by the grace of God, they loved me. They loved what I brought to the character Yari, and they just been bringing me back. So I'm praying they bring me back for season 3. You know, in this business, you never know. So when people ask me, are you coming back? I say, hey, well, Yari hasn't been killed off yet or anything. So anything can happen. You know, I don't know.
Because you look at some of these guys, like, for example, on Grey's Academy, you get these people that have been there for years in a row. And then all of a sudden they say, after 13, 14 years, I had enough.
Yeah.
I said, boy, I hope they saved up a lot of money during that time.
Man.
Yeah.
And even when because I, you know, booked an episode on Grey's Anatomy, and listen, I am like a fan of that show. I was on set like, Jesus, I'm really in Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital right now. Like, oh my gosh, you know. And I remember asking a couple of the actors, they're like, do you ever get tired because you're in this same, you know, they were like, sometimes you do, you know, because it's like, oh, I want to be able to play other things. And then you go audition and people kind of, you know, put you in this box like, oh, you only play that. But they said, but then at the same time, it is a blessing to know you. I said that part. Because listen, I would gladly switch places with you right now, okay?
Oh my God! You also did a Facebook airport. Was that Watch series? You did that for
yes, Facebook Airport Security Squad. So, and then again, that's the other thing when you're just open, because I, you know, in the producer session for that, they were considering me for the lead role, and I ended up not, you know, they went another way, but they loved me so much that they just created a role, and they were like, you're so good, and we're so sorry that, you know, this one didn't work out, but we still want to have you part of the project. And I'm not one of those actors where I'm like, well, if it's not the lead, you know, and I'm just like, okay, you know, yeah, sure.
I like
you
that
know?
little swoop.
Yeah, like if I'm not the, you know, or something. So yeah, and it was a good experience. It was a nice experience, you know, so yeah.
Who are some of your people that you like, that you look at them and say, this, you want to be like them?
Oh my goodness, Viola Davis.
Yeah.
I think, oh my goodness, Meryl Streep.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
They're like actors, you know, like true thespians, you know, and that I am a thespian, and I love actors who really like you dig and you go into the work, and it's just not like this surface level acting, if that makes sense.
That makes sense,
what I mean?
yes.
Yeah. I know in my performance last night, you know, people were like, it's so hard to tell, like, if you're acting or if you're really, you know, because you're so, like, when you're crying. And I said, I'm one of those actors, I can't make myself cry. I'm either connected and it's really happening in the moment, or it doesn't happen, you know, and I'm very organic that way in my art. You know, I don't force it or put something on.
Right.
It's just what it is.
Funny you should mention crying, because that and also dying, those are two things that actors crack me up when they have to do it. And a boo-hoo, real tears. Ain't nobody come squeezing in your eye. That's real tears.
But there's some where that does happen, where there's some actors who may not be able to evoke the emotion. So they have things where they put things in your eyes, or actors sometimes use the like the acting method where you know, oh, I'm going to think of like my dog that died, and that helps me to get, I'm just not one of those actors. I'm literally thinking of wherever I am in the moment, what's happening, what's the situation, and I'm able to, I don't know, it just happens. Like, but I don't think back, oh, I remember when that person died, so I'm going to think of that to help me bring this emotion. I don't work that way. Yes. It's just what I'm naturally feeling in the moment. Like,
and of course, death scenes. You know, somebody shoots you one time.
Listen, oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's 3 times. You be jumping as a dead man. You know.
Oh my goodness.
Some of the actors, they do some great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Get some stuff. Okay, we've talked about film and TV for you, so let's go back to 2018.
Okay.
You first debuted, or as I call it, debuted, your solo show called A Rose for Candace.
Yes, Rose called Candace.
Now, you wrote the play?
Yes.
And who's it about?
It is about me.
It is
It's
about
autobiographical. Yes.
Wow.
It follows my journey from a young child to now, a young woman here living in Los Angeles, and yeah.
Yeah. We have a clip.
Oh, a clip.
We have a clip.
Okay.
Roll it, Tony. Thank you.
If I'm gonna let my guard down and share with you all, I need y'all to reach under your seats. You'll find a non-disclosure agreement. If you could sign that and
A Rose Called Candace is literally my journey in trying to be free and to find freedom and to understanding who am I.
If you don't go back out there and fight that girl, you're gonna fight. You pick your choice. That was an easy choice because my mom could fight.
I am not here just to entertain people. I am here to hopefully inspire people.
I choose me. I choose free.
I actually am extremely just overwhelmed in a good way by all the response I've been getting from my show. It has far exceeded my expectations.
You are not just watching a show, but you are experiencing a transformation, a journey of feeling that you are completely in with every fiber of your being, and it is powerful.
Excellent. More. Excellent. I understand you got rave reviews for this.
Yes, I have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you did this show when? Yesterday?
Yes, I did. I did a 3 p.m. and an 8 p.m. performance. Yes.
Nice, good people. A number of people. Lots of people came.
Yes, I had good sized audiences.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Now this next picture right here. This is what you sometimes look like after the show.
Yeah.
And you got your roses.
Yes.
And there you are.
That was my very first performance.
Yes.
That was when I debuted back in 2018. And that picture was actually done by my good friend Jasmine Williams.
All right.
My good sis. She she took that picture of me and sent it to me. I was like, oh, this picture is so, it just captured all the joy, you know, like.
Well, Candace, I got to give it to you. I understand you took the play you just started recently. What was it? Last year you started it, and 2018 was when you got into this film.
Yeah, I worked on it for 4 years.
Okay, 4 years.
4 years, yes.
Right
I worked
over
on
here,
it
come back, take some
yeah,
out.
Yeah, and then I still had to go through the process. Like I was dealing with a lot of things in my life, like being homeless. I lived in my car for over a year. I didn't have money for food and stuff. Like I had to go through this whole process. My mom is a big part of my show. I had to go through forgiveness, healing. Like I did the work. I always tell people my show is not just a show, it is ministry. And it's not about you coming to see me so you can see what I do, which is, a lot of people do shows and stuff just so they can show but it's so much bigger than that for me. And something that my pastor, Dr. Hosea Collins, always says, like our stories and what we go through is not for us.
Yes.
It's for other people. So the story that God has given me, I understand is not about me. It's for him using me to bless other people. And the way he's given it to me is through art.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
yeah.
Amen. Now, I understand that you took the play to the annual LA Women's Theater Festival in spring of last year.
I did.
Good move. Adela Barnes is a very, very good friend of mine. She really does it very, very well. Off the
She's
hook.
wonderful.
And then in the fall of 2019, you went to East Coast and went off Broadway.
Yes,
here's the poster for it. Why goodness! Look at that. No,
that's not
the other
it,
one.
no.
The other one. I'm sorry. There you go. There you go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that.
I did.
That looks marvelous. See the profile?
Yes.
Nice.
It's funny. So many people are like, is that really you? I'm like, yeah, I cleaned up a little bit. I'm like, yes, that's me.
Wow. Now tell us about the work that when you're doing work like this, you put a lot of effort into it.
Yes, I do.
Yes. What's it like when you do all that work and then you have the satisfaction that you've done it after all these performances?
I feel It's hard to describe how I feel, especially because for so many years I let fear paralyze me. It was my pastor who kept telling me, baby girl, you have an amazing, powerful story and you have to share. And I'm like, no, who am I? Everybody goes through stuff. Like, why do I need to, And so for the longest time, I just wouldn't do it. And now having like my own merchandise and people wearing it on the East Coast. Yes. Can y'all see? I choose free Jesus. I have my own clothing line and stuff, and seeing people wearing it all the way in Mansfield, Louisiana, in New York City, in Sacramento. I'm like, wow, God. And like last night in my 3 p.m. show, just seeing how people respond to me being obedient and sharing my art. It's more than me just being the performer and like, oh, I just did this great thing. And it's like, no, God, you use someone like me to impact these people from all different walks of life, from all different age backgrounds. Like, how can my story affect and touch a 50-year-old Caucasian man or a 25-year-old Indian woman? How is that possible, God? When people come up to me crying or saying like, you've inspired me to write my book, you've inspired me to now talk to my parents, you've inspired me. That is the why. To know that I've made an impact on your life, like that's the reason why I do it. It's not, like I always tell people, even with being an actor, I said, it's not about me being famous. I said, fame is the byproduct of me fulfilling purpose. If I do what I'm called to do, all that other stuff will come. So I'm not doing this to seek the fame, or to reach that. I'm doing it because I'm fulfilling purpose. Like, this is what I'm called to do. And me impacting people's lives like that, someone like me, that I feel great. It's the best.
You are also a spoken word artist.
I am.
Please explain what it is, because some folks just don't know what that is.
So spoken word is just like a derivative of poetry.
Okay.
It's like poetry. It's just a little bit, it has like a slight difference to spoken word is poetry, but more so with spoken word, it's almost like a performance type of thing. Where poetry, you may get up there, just read a book, and it's really about the language and the words. But spoken word, you have a little swagger to it. It's more of a performance, But spoken word, it's like live theater.
Gotcha.
But I'm doing it through the form of poetry. So yeah.
You involved with a play called Diversity?
Oh, Diversity.
Yes.
Oh, ABC Diversity?
There it is. Oh, there it is.
Oh, this Diversity. Yes. This is Diversity Showcase of Storytelling.
Okay.
Which, that's what my one-woman show is. It's a storytelling experience.
Yes.
But this particular event is by Suzanne Wirtz, who was actually at my show yesterday.
Yes.
And she just does this series of diversity showcases where she brings in all these actors, storytellers from around different backgrounds, and has us come up there and share a story. And of course I did mine through poetry, through spoken word. But yeah, I love doing things like that, because it's important for us to hear voices from different backgrounds and different people. We all have different experiences, and there's someone out there who can connect to one of those experiences. So I love doing events like that.
Like I say, great attitude. Great attitude.
Thank
What's
you.
your next project? What's the next event?
My next project is me really seeing where I'm about to do a rose called Candace next.
Okay.
A lot of people are like, you have to continue to do this show. Like, it needs to be seen around the world. And I agree. Amen.
Amen.
So I am unfortunately not in the position to produce my show myself again. It's a lot to produce your own work. So I'm very much, accepting people who want to invest in my ministry, who want to invest in this art, who may want to produce it.
You have a website?
Yes, I do have a website, rosecalledcandace.com. That's where they can go, and I have all the information, everything you need is there to contact me about possibly putting together a tour. I have people in San Diego who want to see it, Louisiana, Texas has asked for it, Sacramento, of course, my hometown. So, yeah, but it costs money, y'all.
Speaking of money, may I have your right hand?
Yes.
Here is my trademark that I give people for good luck. Hold on to that.
Oh, thank you.
And of course, something for the ladies. Red roses for the ladies.
Thank you.
Indeed.
A rose for a rose.
Thank you for stopping by today.
Thank you,
We'll bring you
Ryan.
back again and let us know when you're doing the next time a project you're doing or something else you got in mind.
Yes, I sure will.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Special thanks to our sponsors, Harvey Brandman, Photography is Art, Ron Irwin's Haiku, Style, Passion, Heart, Larry Buford's book to the future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, State Farm agent Carla Green, and Rob Brownstein's Actor Training School and Actor Space. And much thanks to our guest today, actor Allan Wasserman and actress Candace Nicholas-Lippman. And of course, special thanks to our ever, ever, ever growing audience. We say be well, and we'll see you the next time.